welcome to another edition of Arizona Living. Today I am finally going to answer your question about what are the best cities, in my opinion, to live in Arizona. Stay tuned! So what are the best cities? Well, that's a hard question to answer because each and every single person in Arizona is going to have their own opinion. You can have my sister-in-law that lives in the middle of nowhere, West Bumble. She lives literally right next to the nuclear power plant. There are dirt roads, and she'll tell you she lives in the best neighborhood. You couldn't pay me to live there. It takes her 30 minutes to get anywhere. I mean anywhere. Now, to get to your question, what's the best city to live in the Phoenix area? My opinion, the answer is Gilbert or Chandler. But here's the caveat: if you have kids. That's the big thing, because the schools are good. Well, schools here in Arizona are not the best, but it's pretty much the cream of the crop. I would suggest perhaps Tempe or Ahwatukee. Tempe if you're actually in college at ASU, and Ahwatukee if you don't have kids, you're not in school, you want to be somewhat close to the city, you don't want a horrendous commute. Ahwatukee is then the best choice for you there. Now, I'm not saying that there's not better cities out there. This is just from my experience. I lived in Ahwatukee for about 6 months. Now, if you want some prestige, you of course could move to Scottsdale. There's a lot of old money there. Now, when I am basing my opinion, again, Sam Santiago, my opinion. Oh, you like the shirt? Winter is not coming, Arizona. I'll post the link below. But these are all my opinion, okay? Let me tell you a little quick thing about me, where I come from. I'm originally from Brooklyn, grew up in Bensonhurst, okay? I still have family in Williamsburg. Then I moved overseas to New Jersey halfway through high school, and I initially lived in Woodbridge, and then I moved to Morris Plains and Denville. Denville's where I spent most of my time as an adult. I loved Denville, but you know, it's kind of expensive there. So some of the things that are important to me when I'm looking for a place to live: low crime, restaurants, activities, you know, simple things like paved roads. I don't know, maybe I don't have to drive a half hour to go to the grocery store. You know, little things, just little things. Maybe not a nuclear power plant literally in my backyard. I don't know, I'm crazy, I don't know. Now, some of you may have heard all about Glendale and Peoria. You're thinking about moving there. I have nothing bad to say about that. I used to live in Avondale, but the truth of the matter is, here's the truth: the east side is way more developed than the west side. I call the west side tumbleweed, okay? That's the truth, plain and simple. I don't care if you like it or not. Now, if I had all the money in the world, and I still wanted to stay in Arizona, the place I would move to is Prescott, or as the natives call it, Prescott. It's as close to New Jersey as I've seen here. Real trees, not none of these Palo Verde and palm trees, and it seems more like the East Coast to me. It's hard for me to explain. You have to go check it out. But if you're retiring down here and you have a lot of disposable income, you don't care about having a job out here in Arizona, I highly recommend you go check out Prescott. As of anything, I'm gonna have my opinion. Other people have their opinion. You know, now there's good and bad areas in every city. For example, my mom lives in Mesa. She lives right off a golf course. She has her doctors nearby, all the stores you could possibly name in nearby. It's very, very convenient, and she does not live in the ghetto part of Mesa. But a ghetto part of Mesa does exist. Just, you know, you're gonna wanna weigh the pros and cons. You might have different priorities, so you're gonna wanna check out whatever prospective neighborhood you have in mind. Now, when I bought my house in Jersey, listen to how New York I am. I basically stalked my house. I would go there before we actually bought it. I would go there in the middle of the night and just park my car and listen. Were the neighbors fighting and screaming? Were there police cars? Were there dogs barking? I wanted to make sure that I was using my hard-earned money to buy this thing. I wanted to make sure it was legit, you know, and I wasn't gonna have problems. So to recap, Sam's advice for cities to look at if you're moving to Arizona. Number one, look into the Gilbert or Chandler area if you have kids. Realize there's pros and cons to everything. If you do move there and you work in the city of Phoenix, your commute's gonna suck, just so you know. Number two, if you do not have children, look into Ahwatukee or Tempe. Tempe if you're particularly going to college at ASU. And number three, if you're concerned about prestige and you want to go where the old money's at, you could check out cities like Scottsdale or Paradise Valley, okay? And number four, let's not forget about our friend Prescott. If you come out here and you got money, you don't care, you're just here to retire and chill, check out Prescott, brother. So this concludes another edition of Arizona Living. Be sure to like, subscribe, and let us know below where you'd like to see us go next. Till next time.